I have no time for small talk.
What's that?
How is the rat diet going?
It may soon come to an
Someone
end
crying.
if you don't shut your mouth. Looks like an ambush.
Mishkas. Magic's out of the question then. No telling how they'll react.
day, another fight. Using magic around these things is more trouble than it's worth.
monastery's notable keepers adorn these intricate panels. Lathendarian monasteries of this size were usually overseen by dawn masters, esteemed members of the clergy.
I'm feeling a bit parched and peckish.
Me too. Keep an eye out for any passing vagrants.
I'm afraid you'll have to content yourself with vagrant chickens.
pleasure.
Try something else.
Screeching for help. Cutting to the chase.
Make it hurt. What a majestic weapon. Even the Gith would cower at you. Careful, I bite.
one's stopped me yet.
That might be worth a look.
The Guardian of Faith spell. A remarkably long-lasting one at that.
Oakfather's blessings to you. I studied one up close. Closer than most would care to be to those things. A drow attacked me and I defended myself. Afterwards, I was able to examine the tadpole that emerged. Hideous, but fascinating. Like nothing else in nature, I'm glad to say. Well, there's hardly anyone left to share the responsibility with. Few who witnessed the fall of Moonrise still draw breath. What Ketheric Thorm unleashed is not something that nature can undo by itself. I must do what I can. I studied the Shadow Curse for years, but to truly understand it and stop it, I must reach its source. Perhaps, but we'll need to get closer before I can put my theory into practice. Put it from your mind for now. Once we near the curse, then there will be more to be said.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I question the wisdom of that decision, but I'll be here.
Are you sure? And just when things... Welcome to the League of the Lone Eye, my friend. Not to minimize the pain of Volo's poking and prodding, but I promise, you'll be used to the prosthesis in no time. Besides, I find it gives one an air of mystique. No one's more intriguing than a woman with one eye. Not so enchanting as you'd think. The Portiers, the Caldwells, they were the blue bloods hosting the fancy balls and drinking from gold goblets. Father's the son of a blacksmith, born with barely a coin in the coffers. He made a name for himself among the Flaming Fist, brave as Baldur and stubborn as a deep Rothay, daring, outspoken, but hardly posh. I spent more time dueling with Father than I did rubbing elbows with lords. Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and the talent for courtly dance. It's been a badger's age since I've twinkled my toes. A drunk ogre could put on a better show. Tempting. Give it some time, develop a bond, and maybe I'll show you a move or two. A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights. But I don't have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to. It could well be. She has the blighted thing. What I know of it is simply what has engraved itself upon my memory. My contract is very clear. I can bring Mizora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads. We can. I'm sure of it. How glad I am that you see me as more than my patron's pet.
I suppose you want to hear about Cazador. Oh? Then what do you want? We can't. And yet I cross the threshold like moonlight through leaves. This worm is a powerful little beast, isn't it? What's not to enjoy? I can walk in sunlight, trespass upon any home, manipulate minds. I'm the most powerful vampire in the realms! Granted, the looming doom is an issue, but why not enjoy the benefits while we can?
Stop wasting my time. I am not here for chit-chat. Make yourself useful.
We can talk later. You'll have to wait. I can't talk right now. We can talk later.
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead? Very well.
All's well, I hope. I was going to say the very same thing, as soon as I worked up my courage a little. I can't recall the last time I shared so much with someone. Maybe I never did before. It meant a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. And that was before the kiss. I hope so too. Though I'm not sure what kind of courtship will be afforded, given all that we're facing. But if you want to see where this goes, I do as well. On one hand, they seem useful. But on the other hand, or perhaps tentacle before long, we know where they're coming from, and what lies at the end of that path. I never expected ceramorphosis to be tempting. I think we should resist these powers. There's simply too many unknowns for us to risk it. It's been known to happen. Quite the understatement, but yes, I have it. And I'll guard it with my life. It's called faith. Duty. It doesn't have to add up to me as long as I serve. I'm part of a bigger plan. One that will be revealed in time. I told you already. I surrendered my memories for the sake of the mission. Shah's secrets must be protected. Duty demands it. Once I fulfill my mission, I can have my memories restored. I'm sure you do, but please try to understand that it's not something I can just talk about freely. Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this. I am indeed a disciple of Shah, Mistress of the Night and Lady of Loss. I assume you've heard of her? My Lady Shah is the Night Singer, the patron of darkness and loss. Most fear the dark, like children, because in darkness they see their fears reflected. But Shah teaches us to step beyond fear, beyond loss. In darkness, we do not hide. We act. Pain, hope, the promise of better days. All of these are heavy cloaks that bend our backs and burden our hearts. We shed those cloaks. Before Shah, we stand gloriously naked, beyond the vanities of mortals. There's comfort, yes. But often there has to be pain beforehand. We tear down the lies the world is drunk on. The institutions they trust, the so-called gods they worship, the lives they cling to. We destroy false idols, topple corrupt organizations, fight heretics wherever they're found. There's often suffering, death even. Many people break before they embrace Shah's truths. You're wiser than most. Many people balk at our doctrine. It's the reason why we cherish secrecy. You've a habit of saying all the right things. Either you're very glib or we're kindred spirits. Maybe both, knowing myself. But yes, once we've saved ourselves, we can talk more on this.
I promised I'd be back. Don't worry. I have things under control. For now.
I see you've been using the powers the tadpole gives you. Good. But things haven't gone as you expected. You hoped a druid as powerful as Holsin might be able to remove your tadpole. But he couldn't. You're desperate to be rid of it. Understandable. But you're looking for solutions in the wrong places. Yes. Holcin is correct. Your parasite is unusual. It is wrapped in magic that prevents its removal. Until the source of the tadpole's magic is destroyed, any attempt to remove it will kill you. You were lucky that Holcin knew this. His instincts are right. The parasites were merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun. I have kept a careful watch on the movements of the cult, though the absolute aims are not yet clear to me. Its methods are. These parasites are more than illicit spawn. They are vessels for control. The infected hear the voice of the Absolute and believe it to be a god. That is how the cult of the Absolute is spreading. The highest of their rank, the true souls, carry a tadpole just like yours. It is how they receive their orders. It is what makes them obey. When the order to transform is given, it will not be a matter of days. They will be mind flayers in an instant. Were it not for my protection, so would you. Because I am just like you, and I need an ally. Just like you, I was infected with a Mind Flayer parasite. Just like you, I seek to be free of it. I've been trying to escape from this evil for a long time. Once, I almost succeeded. Now, through you, I've been given a new chance. You can go where I cannot, and I can protect you from that evil. If we work together, we may turn this around. Hells. They need me. I have to go. No. I can handle this. For now. The power I used to protect you, I stole it from someone. They want it back. I will hold them off for as long as I can. But sooner or later, I will be worn down. You must discover the source of the magic that controls the parasites before that happens. The cultists are gathering at Moonrise Towers. Use the powers your parasite gives you to convince them you are one of them. And when you find the source of their magic, destroy it. Go. Our freedom depends on it.
She even offered me greater powers. The result of some manipulation of the tadpole's psionic abilities. Given the magnitude of what we're up against, I see no harm in considering the benefit this offer might afford us. Could be the only way to reach this source. As existential evils go, the Absolute certainly seems an adversary worth halting in its tracks. Any opportunities for us to indulge our tadpole's capabilities are hardly on the same scale. Trifles, when one considers the bigger picture. With pleasure. Lead on.
I had another visit from that dream figure. I take it you did too. It claims that if we infiltrate the heart of the cult that's giving out these parasites, we'll find the answers we're looking for. It gave me another gift, too. Just like it did the first time it appeared. Rather generous, if you ask me. And if that fails, then there's always killing them quietly. Now, was there anything else?
Still breathing, despite everything.
Dawnmaster Seed. The monasteries and the reconsecration of the monastery, conducted by Dawnmaster Seed. Evensong before the Zenith Day, celebrated by Dawnmaster Stockhold. Dawnmaster Vassaid wielding... The rest of the inscription and picture has shattered away. Dawnmaster Welkin Glory beckons forth the rising sun in Lathander's name. Dawnmaster Vassaid. Dawnmaster Vassaid. Dawnmaster Vassaid. Dawnmaster Vassaid.
This blood sounds important. Could it still be here somewhere?
That's curious.
Sentries to arms! Stand down, Gish. Is it not Vlaakith's command to welcome her faithful?
I expected no visitors, faithful or otherwise. Why have you come?
We seek the Sathisk. Show me the way.
You are infected! A gate thrall is something to eradicate, not reason with.
The faithful may be purified. This is Vlaakith's protocol.
Fine. Let the Gustil carry out your fate. Report to the infirmary at once. And step carefully. Kreshjalak watches you.
I heard they're making us join the patrol soon. The search must be going badly.
We are permitted to walk so freely.
Hush, Quanirel!
Such a lack of discipline would be punished severely.
What if they don't find the weapon? Do we even know it? Forgive me, just still. I wasn't complaining. I'm honored to help search.
Quanirel, look at her. She's clearly not with the Inquisition. Nothing, just still.
We were only talking about what you already know. About the weapon. The one the Kithrak can't find.
Quanirel? Keep your mouth shut. You're going to get us in deep, Skva.
The Kithrak is very worried about the Gate threat. Before you came here, discovering what is happening in Moonrise Towers was our main focus. We heard the Kithrak say the Inquisitor is wasting her time with this search for a weapon.
We? Don't bring me into it. I know when to keep my mouth shut.
The Kithrak will welcome news from beyond the Kresh. Good news, at least. The Kithrak will welcome news from beyond the Kresh. Good news, at least.
The Savage is running even stricter drills than usual for the Yankee. Glad I passed that mark already.
Another outsider. Make yourself at home. The Chirai certainly has.
You'll have to wait. I can't talk right now.
No time for chat just now. No time for chat just now.
Shut those doors! This is not a public forum!
Yet again, the weapon eludes us. I've heard even Kithrak Voss is searching now.
Ugh. Blood? Rust? Squar? Is there no odious substance not smeared on this delivery? The filth of these people. Unbelievable. I don't know how you stand it. Istics smell like pigs and die twice as loudly. Ugh. As long as what you're offering is clean. If you find anything worthwhile that isn't covered in Skvar, do let me know.
It is unusual for the captain to spend so long thwarted. The Inquisitor expects results.
If you've something to say, speak to the Kithrak.
You've seen much of the book, but its most powerful secrets are guarded by indecipherable glyphs. Without a key, they may be locked away forever.
Don't touch me.
An Istik allowed to soil our halls? Chick.
Let's get going.
I work alone. If you wish to join a patrol, speak to the Kithrak.
I knew I should have attended the Blackstaff's lectures on Githyanki Tirsu. If I understood their script, who knows what secrets their text would surrender.
Why not ask one of the friendly, bloodthirsty warriors? I'm sure they'd be happy to translate.
Conditions look right, but quite empty without all the other eggs.
Perhaps a tadpole has already addled your brain. Is that it?
My brain is fine.
Kachuki! We are training to fight Gake. You think they will hesitate?
They won't need to if we keep killing each other for them. It's stupid. Orphe...
Silence! It seems your childish prattling is attracting an audience. You fight again. This time, daggers only. And to the death, as instructed. Who wants to challenge this sniveling Istark? I suppose your inane spewings have distracted enough from my lesson. Go wet the swords. I want them sharp enough to peel a Gake's eyeball just by looking at them. I hope you do not prove this weak should we share a battlefield, Rastil. You are well on your way to being Gake food. Do better! Strike hard! Slash flesh! No hesitation!
That was amazing. I've never seen someone talk the Savage down from a rage like that. He's always telling us how we have to be ruthless, that death is the only mercy we deliver. But you showed compassion and kindness. You're just like... Never mind. I speak of Orpheus, the true prince. He's so strong and wise, and he rides a comet. A comet! I know we're forbidden to talk about him. They say Vlaakith can hear you think his name. I found his book. Part of it, anyway. I read it all the time. He's unbelievable. I don't think so. No one I've met. I drew his symbol where I thought someone might see it and recognize it, but nobody did. I must have the only copy. You want me to... No, it's mine. I have to keep it safe. I'm sorry. It's too dangerous. If you get caught, or they find out it was me, I've already said too much. Please, don't mention his name again.
No hesitation! Mercy is death. Death is mercy. This is Vlaakith's will. Quicker! A gate would have smeared you across the floor by now. Strike hard! Slice flesh! No hesitation!
He's always telling us how we have to be ruthless, that death is the only mercy we deliver. But you showed compassion and kindness. You're just like... Never mind. I speak of Orpheus, the true prince. He's so strong, and we're forbidden to talk about him. They say Vlaakith knows if you even think his name. I found his book. Part of it, anyway. I read it all the time. He's unbelievable. I don't think so. No one I've met. I drew his symbol where I thought someone might see it and recognize it, but nobody did. I must have the only copy. You want me to... No, it's mine. I have to keep it safe. I'm sorry.
Quicker! A gate would have smeared you across the floor by now.
Delicious.
That was amazing. He's all... But you showed compassion and kindness. You're just like... Never mind. I speak of Orpheus, the true prince. He's so strong and wise, and he rides a comet. A comet! We're forbidden to talk about him. They say Vlaakith knows if you even think his name. I found his book. Part of it, anyway. I read it all the time. He's unbelievable. You want me to... No, it's mine. I have to keep it safe. Well... if you tell him about the book, then I'll tell him I got it from you. And do you know what happens to outsiders who cause trouble in the creche? Nobody does. But I've seen Kithrak Therazin's wolves chewing on the leftovers. So keep quiet.
Mercy is death, death is mercy. This is Vlaakith's will. A gate would have smeared you across the floor by now. Strike hard! Slice flesh! No hesitation!
Are these Githyanki markings? Lae'zel might know.
This is Vlaakith's will. Quicker! A gate would have smeared you across the floor.
Are you from another creche? Do you know Vlaakith? If you see her, tell her I'm training twice as hard. No, 3 times as hard.
Slice flesh! No hesitation!
I love fighting with daggers. It's so personal. You're close enough to see the light go out behind their eyes.
Mercy. This is Vlaakith's will. Quicker! A gate would have smeared you across the floor by now.
The texts are enciphered, but there's a common speech translation beneath, carved in a different hand. It's a story about...
Your head buzzes in concert with Lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize her discomfort.
a traitor. A dead one. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it. Very well. I will read it to you. The Prince of the Comet, Part 2. The Prince of the Comet, Orpheus himself, led his honor guard into battle. Their red dragons bellowed with righteous anger, and the heavens erupted. The glorious prince cried to all who could hear him, "Praise be to my mother Gith, the queen of the one sky, sacrificed to the hells by the renegade Vlaakith." But the true heir, the Prince of the Comet, could not overcome Vlaakith's knights and their ill-gotten worms. Mighty Voss, Gestil Kithrak, lit the astral sky aflame. When the ash had cleared, beloved Orpheus was gone. True heir, glorious prince, there's no greater crime than to exalt the pretender called Orpheus. Disregard this drivel. Gith declared that Vlaakith should be queen. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich. She did nothing of the sort. Thank your good fortunes I'm a tolerant woman, or I'd have sliced off a few toes for suggesting it.
Strike hard! Slice flesh! No hesitation! Mercy is death, death is mercy. This is Vlaakith's will.
Looks like a trap. Looks like a trap.
Entirely.
You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not changed. The egg requires more time. Furthermore, I was not expecting an Istik. What brings you to my hatchery? Someone with orders from our commander to destroy this egg. Almost all of the eggs in his clutch have hatched. We await only one more, which is taking its time.
Failure at the first hurdle of existence. Most caretakers would crush it and be done.
Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance. But I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
I do not midwife the birth of your young. Do not tell me how to care for mine. Time for you to leave, I think, Istik. And do not touch the egg. Fighting a battle already. I was not expecting an Istik. Almost all of the eggs in his clutch have hatched. We await only one more.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
Time. Please come out. You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not... You are not from Kresh-Yelek. What are you doing here? There is little to be curious about. It is taking its time hatching, nothing more. Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance. But I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
Not all that arrive late are weak. I created this entire hatchery, despite being the last of my clutch to hatch. They almost drowned me in the hatching pool, if it wasn't for the Vash of my clutch. This one deserves the same chance. You've no Vash instincts about you at all. Still, the captain's due for an inspection any day now. And if she sees it here... Tell me, what will you do with it if I entrust it to you? Not an easy task, and far harder without a Kresh to train it in. But you've a spirit about you that's quite inspiring. Perhaps even equal to the challenge. I can no longer ignore that Kithrak Therazin's patience has its limits. Very well. Here, take these. They will aid your approach to the egg. Come on now. It's time to come out.